Hello YouTube, iFixItAll here, Team iFixItAll. Let's pick up on part 2 of fixing this damn EZT transmission. Got a little bit more to go on that, so let me pause you for a bit. Got some complicated little goofy ass welds to do. Got to do some cleanup grinding. That way it doesn't look like I welded it. It took care of the vast majority of the cracks. And also this end right here, which is where I was most worried. Clean that up a little bit with a grinder and get back to assembly. Just pick back up where we left off then. Okay. That'll work. Yeah, this is all kinds of different, all kinds of wrong. Let it down a little bit. That's pretty close. Go down a little bit more. There we go. See if we can get a back bolt in at least. Need a rag. Good to know where my rag went. Hang tight. Found my shop rag. See if we can get lucky. There we go. Okay. Undo the strap. Okay. Heavy lifting's done on that part. Wash, rinse, and repeat for the other side. Let me just get all the bolts in and all the other gizmos. Arg. This is a tough one. You gotta have arms like Stretch Armstrong. You gotta reach crazy distance. Okay. Alright. 4 bolts hold it up. And then there's the skid plate that I need to bolt in, but I can't do that until I get this other tranny up there. Hang tight. Even though I wasn't projecting much safety around here, I did want to show you that on a chain fall, here's the adjustment chain to go up and down. One of the things that you should always do is lock your chain, your pull chain that makes that boy go up and down. Lock it into your loaded side chain. In this case, I've got 2 safety bolts passing through the whole thing so that if that fails, that's my backup. YouTube's gotten on me a couple of times for safety, but what the hell? Do I wear gloves? No. Yes, I could wear safety glasses. Anyway, back at it. So I just found something interesting. I'm on the side of the transmission here. And this is your forward and reverse whatever, valve or whatever it is. It's a lever that accepts this arm right here. It has a knuckle on it that you have to put into here. Look at all that play I've got. Is there supposed to be a bushing in there? I want to see if I can't dig something up. It's got to be real thin though, super thin, because that plate steel is only like 1/8 inch thick. But the opening is engineered to be that big, and the only thing goes up here is a washer and a nut. But that's a lot of play. Yes, I know I'm missing my pin. It broke off. There's a pin on the other side. You'll see right here. It's like a stop pin. Forward, or yeah, forward, reverse. Is there supposed to be a bushing on that knuckle? On the rod up there? Pins and bushings. So you'll never want for any hardware, if you just, before you throw things away, you harvest parts out of it. And you'll have bins and bins of hardware. That's what we do in West Virginia. So I found something here. I'm not sure. It almost looks like a fuel rail from a Ford 302 engine, but it's not. It looks like some kitchen faucet stuff, but it's copper, chrome coated copper, but it fits right over. I'm on the opposite side of the planet. see if I can get you zoomed in. Nope. I'll just take you over there. It's the same deal over here. So I've got this chrome thing, and it fits right over the bolt. Oh, I got the wrong side. Yeah, wrong end. So all I have to do is just hacksaw out some shims, little skinny ones, drop that on the threaded stud, and then put and assemble, make 2 of them, one for each side, and that'll take up 90% of the slack. Let's see what I come up with. The objective is to set that up to where I'm centered as best as possible. In other words, that bolt was sticking through the hole and it was just flopping around like that. Add a shim around my finger and it'll reduce the weeble wobble and keep it centered up better, and it'll get maximum throw out of each direction for forward and reverse. Looks like there ought to be a bushing in there though. That hole is way too big for that threaded stud on that knuckle. Let's make a bushing. There's one. And since it's copper, if it's a little too thick, as I tighten that hardware down, it should smash and crush and eat up a lot more slack. You know what I just made is starting to remind me of something that already exists in these splices for lines. There's something in these splices called wedding bands. Take one apart. And there's this thing that's made to get crushed skinny and bite into the line, but in this case I just need to take up slack. If that fits over that bolt, and that's what I'll use. Yep, looks like it's made for it. Let me see how it looks on this. Yeah, that'll be better. Yeah. It takes up even more slack in the transmission. When I was testing it out in this opening right here. Yeah, that's what I'll use. I'll use that instead. I'll get 2 of them. Two wedding bands will take up that slack out of a brake line splice or coupler. Remove the one I just installed over here. I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out. I won't abandon this idea yet, but I'm hopeful this crushes and takes up all that slack. Let me bolt it on and see how it works. Be right back. Alright, so I kind of like the way this is coming together. I've got the bushing on there, the wedding band, the brass wedding band. You can catch a glimpse of it. Alright, it's slipping off now, but if I slide it back there, that gets rid of more slack. Oops, it walked out on me. There we go. There we go. There's the slack we'll end up with. See that? That's much more acceptable. Now, the brass that's poking out toward this threaded side, the washer and the nut will come down on it and crush it. And from that point forward, it's just a break-in period where it shapes itself over use. I may have to come back and snug the nut down a little bit more here in a little while. I'll check on it, but I like this much better. That's going to work better. I bet they forgot to install that from the factory, because there's several locations on this mower where there's supposed to be washers and there aren't any, or there's a washer on the wrong side. Like on the bolt head, there's a washer, but on the nut side, there's no washer. So, I don't know. There's value engineering for you. Hang tight. That worked perfectly. And there's no excessive gapping between the rod and the nut on this 1/8 inch plate. That piece just kind of smashed in place and centered that bolt up properly so that it's not installed offset or whatever, encouraging this to be at the wrong angle. As you can see, it doesn't take very much to generate forward or aft, forward or back rotation of the wheels. What are we looking at? Let's see if that's 0 degrees. That's 7 degrees on either side of 0. So getting that bolt centered in that bracket right there could be very, very important for even disbursement of rotation to each wheel. Something to think about. I'm not a lawnmower guy. I'm just saying. If your bolt don't fit, don't use it or shim it. Be right back. All my parts are installed. So I'm going to take my safeties after I get this camera set up right. I'm going to take my safeties out of the chain. Who do we have? Hi, guys. How you doing? You want to be a smashed chicken nugget? I'm going to take my safeties out and lower it down a little bit and scare those chickens. It's okay, guys, for Pete's sakes. Take these nuts off. Guys, no, that's goddamn good. Oh, hang on. Oh my goodness. Come here. Come here. Jeez Louise. You just bit right into anti-seize, you little shit. Oh my goodness. That's no good. You're gonna get sick. I hope you don't get sick. Why'd you do that? My goodness. We'll have to monitor you. Stay out of the chemicals. Oh, goodness. Dudes, stay away from the anti-seize. There, lid's on it, everybody. I gave you a little marshmallow treat. Nobody else got one. All right. Put this nut back on. Nope. I did not hire chickens to be garage chickens. You're my future egg layers. You are not garage chickens. All right. Guys, you clear? Yeah. All right, I'm going to lower it down some. I'll probably just lower it down on a jack stand. What the hell was that? All right. I don't like that. Let me get this staged right. Something's goofy. Crooked camera. All right, based on my old motor oil, container size plus what additionally dumped out, I'm starting off with like a Gatorade bottle, because this is what I drained out, and then I tipped it the transmission upside down, and a generous amount came out. So I'm starting off with this. Let's see what happens. Put this oil back. Since I have 1540 and they recommend 2050, I'm adding several ounces of gearbox oil, which is 85-140, to thicken it up a little. There's no combustion going on, but I'm just going to be mixing the two to thicken this up to compensate for this only being 1540. It's going in pretty slow because I had to step it down with a smaller hose. You get the idea. I'll be busy putting oil in, and I'll get both of them topped off, and we'll fire it up in a minute. So it ended up taking 2 of those bottles. And I might be a little smidge too full right now, but the cap is off right now. I don't know what happens. Let me screw these in just a couple of threads, just in case oil sprays out. I don't want that to happen. Hang tight. All right, let's do a startup and make sure the volume on your TV is turned down. so that's annoying, but I'm going to shut the, pause the video and then keep working with this to purge the air out. Because everybody else seems to pause the video and you come back like 221 and a half years later and suddenly they're running. So hang tight. I forgot I had my neutral rods pulled out and locked. Well, it looks like everything's working. Let me slam the tires on and see what it does. By the way, you'll notice I have some nuts on here. I'm using these as spacers. Reason being is because the kind of chains I have, the wheel sets so close to the frame, the chain will catch on this flange right here and rip it. And that's where some of my damage probably came from with respect to this tab that's missing right here on the other side. So I had to shim the wheels away a little bit because I'm using these studded chains here that are just willy-nilly, and the rim is dished favoring the inboard side, so it just pulls the tire out about another 3/4 of an inch to clear all that. And this chain work here helps prevent it from snagging the frame. You may want to consider doing the same if you run chains on your tires. Looks like it's time to let her down. I think I'll do a road test on it and see if the left-hand transmission is still acting the same way. I'll be right back. It seems as though everything turned out to be a success. I did forget to tighten the fill plug, but they stayed in place. Yeah, only thing I got to do now is adjust the brake shoe a lot more and get it fine-tuned, and I can cut grass. So let's see how this goes. If there's a part 3, that's because it failed. See ya.